love meeting the brides and grooms. I think it's so special, and you can really tell how much they love each other. And from that initial meeting into my favorite part where I'm waiting for them to be announced as Mr. and Mrs. for the first time, and I open the doors, and it's just so beautiful to see that love in the purest state.
Personally, I love the planning. I look at putting events together and weddings together as like a big jigsaw puzzle. I look at it as very similar to being in theater, where you all work together for the performance, which is the actual wedding day or the event day, and then it's sort of a letdown when it's over.
There's always someone getting married, so you never get bored. There's not a thought in my head that I would want to go do anything else, because it's always fresh and it's happy. How you could not be happy in working in bridal is beyond me.
On a few Saturday nights when my daughter was young, I'd say, come on, let's go check out parties on a Saturday night. And I'd be so excited, I'd pick special parties for her. And it got to the point quickly with her, she goes, oh, Mom, I've seen it. And yeah, for me, if my mom had said, let's go look at parties on a Saturday night, it would just been the most exciting thing. And I still, walking into that party site is so wonderful.
I love Pinterest. I'm like addicted to Pinterest. Everyone's like, are you on Pinterest again? Yeah, I think that what's great about Pinterest is I think a picture is worth 1,000 words. So it's such a great tool to use to communicate with brides and grooms, their vision. It's an amazing place to kind of go online and really show your personality. It's definitely blown up for brides. They can create their own boards and really find the theme of their wedding. You can find wedding rings on there, dresses, and just really get an idea of what you want for your wedding.
If a bride or groom comes in and they're not really sure what they want to do, and they say, well, I kind of want to have a vintage wedding or a very modern wedding, we can easily go on Pinterest and say, well, hey, I follow this bride and she had a vintage wedding or is having one. Let's look at her board and see some of her ideas.
Recently I had a mother of the bride who has really just stepped up and planned this wedding for her daughter, and I actually have never met the bride, and she's almost my friend now. I'm like, Kathy, I'm going to be sad when your wedding's over. Your daughter's wedding.
A lot of the times the couples will become friends on Facebook. I'll get a chance to see if they've had children, and it's really fun to see, the shots of the babies online, and it's great. I feel like I've been part of their lives.
I feel like we should have a photo album somewhere of every bride that was ever married or had a reception at the Ritz, because I would love to see that. Because sometimes people will come in looking at an event and they'll say, oh, I actually got married here back in, 1980s something, and I'm like, I wish I could look you up somewhere and be like, there's your wedding.
It's an honor if you think about it. They had all these places to choose from, and the fact that they chose us in this place is, a privilege.
My favorite part is getting to see how excited and just thankful they are when they get to see the final product. Everything that we worked so hard to make their vision come to fruition.
Yeah, once you get to see the pictures and everything else, you just see the pure joy in like the bride and groom's eyes and everyone's eyes. And you do almost get, your heart smiles. It really does.
I gotten to be very close to a mother of a bride. And the bride herself lives in Washington, so we did a lot of things over the phone and via email, and it was her first daughter's wedding. And she called my cell phone at about 11:45, and she was crying, and she just said, you have made my daughter and I feel closer. So I just love things like that. It's very rare that I'm watching a bride go down the aisle that I'm not choked up. Every Saturday is pretty much of a great day doing what we do.